Located at 267 West Center Street in the heart of downtown Marion, is now accepting applications from adults, students, and seniors. The Harding Center is a beautiful historic building offering one-bedroom apartments and efficiencies at affordable rental rates. All utilities are included. Basic cable and internet are available. The Harding Center is equipped with an on-site laundry facility for its residents. The property is located on the Marion City Transit bus line, and off-street parking is available. The Harding Center is managed by Starfish Building, LLC, Lois J. Fisher and Associates. For more information, contact them at hardingcenter@gmail.com or give them a call at 740-223-3288. The Harding Center, a beautiful place to live in the heart of downtown
Sargent's
Marion.
Greenscapes is a full-service lawn and landscape company located in Marion, Ohio. We specialize in making your home a beautiful place to enjoy your time. Fall is here, and that means the leaves are falling. This year, let Sarge and the troops clean up that mess for you. We have the equipment and strong backs to handle any amount of leaves you may have. So sit back, relax, and let us take care of everything. Mention that you heard about us on Scott Spears Now and receive 5% off any service. Also, ask about our senior citizen and veterans discounts. From landscaping to lawn care, mowing to leaf removal, Sarge and the troops can give you an outdoors to make your country proud. Find us on Facebook or call 740-751-5207.
This is Scott Spears, and today I'm joined by a real wrestling legend. He's faced the likes of Hulk Hogan, Bruno Sammartino, and just about anybody else you can think of. He is a 2005 WWE Hall of Famer, the most famous Russian character in the history of professional wrestling. He is Nikolai Volkoff. Mr. Volkoff, so proud to be with you today.
Thank you very much. Glad to be here.
Nikolai, I want to talk a little bit about your childhood because most people think you were born in Russia. That's not true. What was it like?
I was born in Croatia. At that time, that was Yugoslavia. And it was a communist country, and my mother was Russia, my father was Croatia, and my grandmother was Italian. I speak all three languages.
Is that right?
Yes.
How did you end up in professional wrestling?
My grandfather on my mother's side, he was a professional wrestler long time ago, and he was a world champion, and actually he was killed by first communists at that time.
Wow. To have something like that happen, what does it do to you?
Well, always was, I remember as a kid was watching picture of my grandfather on the wall with all his medals and name champion and plata, and that time my parents couldn't tell me he was killed by first communists because we was living under communist rule. But then when I got big older, I find out, and I confirm my mother and father and say, we didn't tell you the truth then because we don't want you to get in trouble with the law. For that reason, I made up my mind that I will escape.
For people who don't understand communism, what's it like to live under communist rule?
Communism is the worst shape of capitalism.
In what way?
Everything is owned by government.
For things, Russia right now, it's no longer the Soviet Union, but Russia, of course. What do you make of everything that's going on with Syria, them giving asylum to Snowden, just things they've done?
Well, you always gonna have a world. You always have wars in the world. Be something never gonna be everything peaceful, nice as it should be. Because you have so many different people. They pushing different buttons and they do it in secrecy.
Do you like Vladimir Putin from what you've seen of him?
Man, he did his job, you know. Every president, and president don't run the country. The, the, pe- the people who run the whole world, they run every country too. That's the people with the money.
To get back to your wrestling career, what was your first wrestling match like, and who was it against?
My first wrestling match was in Vienna, Austria. I wrestled at the time Blemishlitz. He was the Austrian champion. Very nice man, but he was up in age. He was very, very, old there, but that was my first. And then my second was with my countryman. Name was Emil Ujevic. He was the Olympic champion, and he was a European champion. He was a good wrestler, and he was friend of my grandfather, and he helped me and teach me lots of good stuff.
I think it would be safe to say that when you were portraying this Russian sympathizer, the 70s, the 80s,
Yeah.
Russia was probably the most hated country, maybe just behind Iran by a little bit. What was it like to go to these arenas and say these horrible things?
Well, like I said, wrestling was always, in every sport, professional sport, you have a show business. That don't mean that people don't go in and wrestle or work hard. They get hurt, everything also. But show business is something that you draw crowds. And for example, when I come first time in Madison Square Garden, the best house ever have in New York, in New Madison Square Garden, was a half a house. That was Bruno Sammartino, Ivan Koloff. When I come wrestle Bruno Sammartino, we sold it out. That's the difference.
Was there ever...
That's the difference because I speak Russian, and my mother was Russian, and people hate my guts.
Is that hard, though? You're a likable guy.
Yes, but every good athlete is a likable guy, because you cannot be a good athlete if you're not a beautiful person.
But in your heart, you did not like Russia at that time. You certainly didn't agree with them. Soviet Union.
I know that in Russia you have lots of good people, but they don't like their politics, But what can you do,
You were in the ring not only with the greatest wrestler probably of the 60s and 70s, Bruno Sammartino, but you were in the cartoon,
Yes.
rock and wrestling,
Oh, yeah.
and in the ring with Hulk Hogan, probably the biggest
Yeah.
star of the 80s. What was that like?
It was good. Hogan was, good, good guy. I was in cartoon, was very good. I wrestled him many times. I believe last time Meadowland was sold out. It was me against Hulk Hogan.
Your career went on with the WWF, won tag team titles with the Iron Sheik. Do you have a favorite memory of the Sheik?
Oh yeah, Sheik was a good friend. Sheik is a person that have a big heart. And he was Olympic champion, and he was a good athlete at one time. But coming here with the wrong company and everything else, so he started a little bit, drinking. I was allergic to alcohol, so I never drank, thank God. And but as a friend, as a person, we all get along together.
So many are dead, Nikolai. So many so young in your
Oh
business.
yeah, some people never died before.
Well, that's true, but it seems to be, unfortunately, in professional wrestling, a lot more.
It's not really more than professional than any other sport, because professional you hear more, because of television, internet, if somebody die, you heard the next day. Before people would die, you never know they die.
So you don't feel that there maybe is a problem with wrestling with the drugs and the steroids?
No, I don't think so. Today, Vince McMahon, is a very good businessman, very good man. He tests all his guys, so in WWF now is drug-free.
Nikolai, I heard a story, and I think it was in Freddie Blassie's book, your manager, Classy Freddie Blassie, that you helped to reunite him with
Yes.
his daughter. Tell me about that.
When I was wrestling in St. Louis, that's the town of Freddie Blassie was from, this young girl came to me. She was like 35 years old, beautiful girl, and she asked me if Freddie Blassie could be with me. He was my manager. I said, no, he don't come. And I didn't pay attention, but she started crying. So I asked her, why are you crying? She said, Freddie Blassie is my father.
Oh.
I did not speak to him. Never. He never speak to him because he had a very bad divorce when she was probably less than a year old. I said, honey, just give me your phone number. I guarantee you, I'll make sure he call you. So she did give me her phone number, and as soon as I saw Fred Blassie, I said, Fred Blassie, this girl wants you to call her. She said she's your daughter. And I give him the name, and he said, yes, she's my daughter. So he was hesitant to call her. I said, come on, grab the phone and call her. And he grabbed the phone and started calling her, and the room was lots of other people. And I see pretty soon air on his eyes coming out. I said, okay, everybody leave the room. And then after he speak to his daughter, I said, "Did you talk to his son?" He said, "No." So I called his daughter back, get the phone number. So he called his son. He took all three kids.
Why do you think Fred, who most people say is a lovable, likable guy,
Yeah.
just didn't have that relationship?
Well, life is, you never know. Sometimes, who knows, something happened, it could not be even your fault or nobody's fault, it just happens.
Two things I want to touch on, Nikolai, before we get out of here is in 1994 you returned to the WWE after a little bit of a hiatus
Yeah.
and did a program with Million Dollar Man, Ted
Yeah.
DiBiase, in which you came on television and said you'd lost all your money in bad investments. People were never sure, was that a shoot or was that reality? What was that?
It was a little bit of both.
It was true.
A little bit of both, yeah.
When the idea was approached, you're a proud man, to put the cents on and property of did you have a
Well,
problem with that?
That's a show business.
Never had a problem with
No.
it. Was it your favorite angle?
No,
I bet not.
no,
When it ended, were you happy?
no. No, yeah, yes, no, because it ended when I could wrestle against the Biasi, yes, but he couldn't wrestle no more.
Right.
That was the best.
When you left the wrestling world, not totally, but you still do independent shows, you ran for office, 2006,
Yes,
in Baltimore. What office did you run for?
for House of Delegate.
You did not win. Why did you run?
I ran just to get another guys off, and took some votes away from him, and I did a good job. That's why I did.
Would you run again?
I don't know. Politics is, I think is, you never know. I don't say you never know, but politics is too many things that I don't like in politics. I don't say they're all bad. They have lots of good, nice, beautiful people, but I find out politics is very, very different. Like if you say lie about your opponent, they call it throwing mud.
Did you?
He say lie about you, you cannot sue them.
What was the worst thing somebody said about you? Because you're a very public man.
Not that much, not that much. They said I hate America.
Really?
Yeah. The people who said they were stupid. Very simple. They
Do-
didn't understand that, and I don't blame them.
Do you think people believed it? Do you think it hurt you in the election?
Not that much, not that much, because I have lots of people that work for me.
A guy who was with you for a long, long time, Jesse Ventura, could be running for president. He's tossing it
I
around.
hope he does.
You do?
Yes, I hope he does.
If Jesse's watching this, he's been on this show before. What would you say to Jesse right now?
So Jesse, go for it, because the only guy that can save this country today. This country has been in worse shape ever since I've been here now for 43 years. If you become president, I believe you can bring it. You are the only person who can bring it up.
You, Jesse Ventura, I believe the big time wise, the only two big time wrestlers to ever run for office. Would you run as his vice president?
I love to, but I believe he can find somebody better than me.
No, I don't know about that, Nikolai. I think you should get the call. In the end, what's the highlight of your career?
Well, to stay healthy. Because today, you can see, in my opinion, you can have everything. If you don't have your health, you don't have nothing.
What was the low?
Huh?
What was the low point of your career?
Well, when I retired from wrestling in 96, I started work for Baltimore County, and I was 345 pounds, and I was always healthy, but at that time I didn't wrestle every day, and my blood pressure started going up, and I was taking 6 medication for blood pressure, and I looked side effects. I told my doctor, I said, "Doc, these side effects will kill me before my blood pressure." And he could not help me. Then I find, by accident, I was watching television and I saw that Deepak Chopra, Indian doctor who practiced Ayurvedic medicine, and he talking Ayurvedic medicine cure every disease, just diet and massage. So I have a hard time to find an Ayurvedic doctor in the United States, but I was lucky I found one. And when I saw him, I said, "Doc, I tried to go away from medication for my blood pressure. How you can help me to cure my blood pressure?" He said, "No problem." I said, "But I've been on a vegetarian diet now for 2 months. I don't eat chicken, fish, or meat, any kind of meat, and I still cannot lose weight. In 2 months, I actually gained 4 pounds." He put me on a diet when I can eat chicken and fish, and the first month I lost 60 pounds, I lost my blood pressure.
60 pounds.
60 pounds, yes.
Just chicken and fish.
Yes.
No breading, obviously.
No, no bread. No bread. No even apples on beginning.
Didn't you get tired of that?
No,
Oh,
because make me feel better.
it's amazing. 60 pounds in a month. Nikolai, you're going to live a long life. I can tell you're a healthy, healthy man. What are you going to do with the rest of your life? What would you like to do?
Well, I like to be happy, you know, and help other people to be healthy and happy.
As I said when we started this interview, without question, the most popular, well-known Russian portrayed character in the history of wrestling. How do you want to be remembered years from now? They're going to remember you because that
Well,
is
they
a
can
lot.
remember every day where they feel like it, you know. I just wish all the people, you know, good luck and God bless them, you know, especially this country. We have a rough time now, and I hope everybody doing good, you know. So, I have to remember I was just here, you know, passing through. We all do, you know.
Nikolai, your most famous bit was singing the Russian national anthem.
Yeah.
How did that come about?
Well, when I was wrestling down in Mid-South, the time promoter was Bill Watts, called Mid-South Wrestling, and he got the idea that if I would get Russian national anthem tape, you know, before the match, I would really wake up those people. Because Southern people, that was really, that didn't like Russia. And we did, and it was great. And I have a big match with Magnum PA for the Southern belt. As a matter of fact, I beat them for the belt that night, and they forgot the tape. So at the time, there was an agent for Bill Watts, was Grizzly Smith. Most of the people know me as Jake, the Snake father. He was a beautiful person, and he said, Nikolai, I don't get paid tonight. I said, why? Because I forgot your tape. I said, Grizzly, don't worry. I have something better than tape. He said, what? I said, I go sing it. So during the matches, when the match started, they announced, ladies and gentlemen, Nikolai apologized that you were not able to hear Russian tape or Russian Roland because Junkyard Dog stole it. And people were so happy. They were screaming, they was happy and everything else. But however, Nikolai wants you to all stand up because he will sing Russian national anthem. And when I start singing, there was so much noise and hate in a building. That was the first time I ever get scared on a ring.
Really?
Yeah, because I thought the whole building would fall down.
Nikolai, you're a class act. I can't thank you enough for doing this interview, and I'm going to impose on you one more time. I know you did it for the fans tonight at the wrestling show, but no better way to end this
Okay.
program than you doing it for us one more time.
Okay.
What will you all please rise for the Russian national anthem?
Союзных живых республик свободных платила навеки великая Русь. Да здравствует свободный и вольный народ, дивный могучий Советский Союз.
До свидания, товарищи.
Thank you, Nikolai.
Okay, welcome.